Chapter 11. A Ransom of Flesh and Blood. Mohammed began to regain consciousness gradually. His head was heavy as if a mountain lay upon it, and his vision was blurred from the spray and the numbing injection. He began to blink with difficulty until he realized the disaster. He was tied to a chair, and the ropes were gnawing at his skin. He tried to move his hands left and right, but in vain. The restraints were locked with perfect professionalism. He looked around in terror. The room was drowned in darkness. With only one spotlight aimed directly at his face, he began to pant, his voice trembling. "Anyone? Is anyone there? Where am I? Answer me. Who are you?" Suddenly, he heard regular footsteps, tick, tick, tick. Approaching the door, the iron door opened with a deafening screech, and 4 men entered. 2 of them were like human walls, and 2 had calm features, but their eyes dipped with poison. One of them, in particular, wore a very elegant suit. His poise and calmness were the true source of danger. That man pulled a chair and placed it in front of Mohammed. Sitting with one leg over the other with absolute coldness and confidence, Rad, who was standing beside him, leaned toward Mohammed and spoke in a mocking tone. "You have lit up Cairo, Mohammed. Finally, we meet face to face." Mohammed's throat went dry. He started looking around frantically. "What Cairo? Who are you people anyway? What do you want from me? What did I do to you?" The seated man pulled out a cigar, lit it slowly, and blew the smoke into Mohammed's face, speaking in a deep, calm voice. "I am Murad Salem. Surely you have heard this name in the news before, but today you hear it alive," Mohammed screamed at him. "Murad Salem, what do I have to do with you? Let me go. What do you want from me?" Rad intervened, his voice like the hiss of a snake. "You know very well what we want. Stop acting. We are here for our trust that has been with you for 2 years." Murad Salem leaned forward, his features suddenly turning into a mass of terror, his eyes like a hawk staring at Mohammed. "The bag, Mohammed. The dollars you used to open the shops, becoming Mr. Mohammed in port said. That money is mine, and whoever touches something belonging to Murad Salem either returns it or is buried in its place." In a moment of despair and madness, instead of fear, Mohammed let out a hysterical laugh, as if his mind had flown away. "Ha ha ha, a bag. Dollars. You came looking for them after 2 years? The money is gone, Pasha. I spent it. The shops and the luxury I live in are from its goodness. You won't take a single penny. That bag was a rich catch, and livelihood loves the striver." Then he added with bitterness, "And who do you think you are, Murad Salem? You are a thief just like us. You took this money from people's blood, and you show off your strength on me while I am tied." Murad Salem's features did not flinch, but his eyes gleamed with a chilling coldness. He stood up slowly, adjusted his suit jacket, and suddenly, without warning, he landed an iron punch to Mohammed's face, throwing him in the chair backward. With blood streaming from his mouth, Murad wiped his hand with a handkerchief and said to his men coldly, "This chatter does not please me. Break him. I don't want a single bone in his body left intact until he speaks and says where the money is exactly and what remains of it. Teach him the meaning of making a mistake against his masters." The men approached Mohammed, and the sound of muffled blows and Mohammed's screams began to fill the room, while Murad left, leaving behind an endless hell. In port said, the sun began to set, casting a sad orange color over the sea, the air growing colder. Malak was sitting in a cafe on the tourist walkway, but her eyes were not on the sea. They were glued to the phone screen, which she lit every minute. No call, no message, and the line was out of reach. Kareem was sitting in front of her, stirring his spoon in the teacup absently, looking at Malak, whose face had turned pale from overthinking. Malak said in a low, terrified voice, It's sunset, Karim. Sunset? Mohammed has been missing since last midnight, and Mustafa's phone is closed, and the shop is locked. No one of his friends has seen him. What happened to my brother? Karim. Karim left the spoon and held her hand, pressing it to reassure her. Malak, trust in God. He might have traveled to relax somewhere nearby, to escape his argument with your father. You know Mohammed hates confrontation. Malak pulled her hand away and said sharply with tears escaping her eyes, Relax. Mohammed would leave me burning like this and travel. If he went to buy cigarettes, he would tell me. My heart is tight, Karim. There is a fire in my chest telling me that Mohammed is in danger. I want to go file a report. I won't wait another minute. Karim sighed and said quietly, A report for what now? They will tell you 24 hours haven't passed yet. Calm down, my love. I will go now to search again at the ferry and ask the taxi drivers. Maybe someone saw him. But don't jump to conclusions. Mohammed is a man and he will appear. Malik fell silent, looking at the darkening sky, and the pain in her heart increasing. She felt that this night would not pass well. In the dark basement, Murad Salim's palace, the smell of dampness was mixed with the smell of blood. The light was dim, and Mohammed's head hung on his chest from the intensity of the pain. The door opened again, and Murad Salim entered, this time without his suit jacket, sleeves rolled up. He pulled the chair and sat in front of Mohammed with total calmness. Murad signaled to one of his men, who brought a bucket of ice water and suddenly poured it on Mohammed's face. Mohammed jolted, a muffled gasp escaping him as he tried to open his swollen eyes. Murad coldly said, Are we awake, or do you need more? Look, Mohammed, my patience is long, but my time is very expensive. You said you spent the money, and I say you are a liar, and your eyes say you are afraid, and fear means there is something you are hiding. Mohammed said in a broken, exhausted voice, By God, I didn't lie. 2 years, Pasha, 2 years, and I was spending right and left, the shop, the car, the apartment. The money flew away, have mercy on me. Murad gave a dry laugh. Fly away. This is a bag with $2 million. Do you think I'm a child? You saved the white penny for the black day, and here's your black day standing before you in a white shirt. Mohammed began to scream in despair. Have mercy on me. There is no money. If it were there, I would have told you just to rest from this pain. Murad stood up and looked at Rad. Rad, this boy still has energy for lying. I want to know the location of the remaining penny. Where is the original bag, Mohammed? Where are the papers that were in it? Mohammed shook his head while crying. There are no papers. I took the money only. Murad's features suddenly changed. He grabbed Mohammed by his hair, lifted his head forcefully, and said with a terrifying hiss, Look into my eyes. People like you don't spend all the 2 millions. People like you fear tomorrow. Where are you hiding the heavy load, Import said, with your sister Malak, or with your father, or with your runaway friend Mustafa? As soon as Mohammed heard the name Malak, his body jolted and his terror increased. Malak has nothing to do with this. My family has nothing to do with anything. It's haram on you. Leave them alone. Murad stepped back with disgust and signaled to his men. Ah, so the pain was not enough. Second round, guys. But this time I want real bone breaking. I want to hear the sound of his joints groaning. And when he starts singing, call me. Rad put on a black leather glove. Mohammed's eyes widened in terror as he saw the tools they were preparing. He let out a scream that shook the room. You sons of dogs. Leave me. By God, I have nothing. Murad Salim. In the basement? The situation became tragic. Mohammed's features disappeared, his body trembling. Rad stood annoyed, holding his whip. Rad roared, Speak? Where are the papers? $2 million do not evaporate in 2 years. Mohammed replied in a weak voice mixed with his blood. By Almighty God, it ended. I and Mustafa, we spent everything. Mustafa is the one who has the bag. He is the one who took it with the papers in it and told me he would hide it. Rad pressed his jaw hard. So Mustafa is the one hiding the heavy load, and Mustafa told us that you are the one who scattered everything. Are you blaming it on Mustafa now? Mohammed cried weakly. Mustafa is a liar. He is the one who buried the bag. Go and ask him. I am dying. Have mercy on me. Rad went out to Murad in his luxury office and told him what Mohammed said. Murad banged his hand on the desk. Bring me that lowlife called Mustafa. Immediately. I don't want stories. I want the papers. Rad called Mustafa, who answered, his voice trembling with terror. Rad exploded at him. Are you deceiving us? Mustafa? The boy here collapsed and says the bag and the papers are with you. You turned out to be a liar, you lowlife. Mustafa screamed in panic. By God, Pasha, I didn't lie. Mohammed wants to implicate me to save himself. Rad, forget the money now. Where is the bag and the papers? Speak before I come and throw you beside your friend. Mustafa went silent for a second, then said, panting, the papers are buried, Pasha. My friend who died told me their location. Buried in a garden, under a tree marked with a red sign. Go there. You will find them as they are. By God, I haven't touched them. After hours, the bag reached Cairo. Murad saw the papers were intact, but he was not satisfied. The papers have returned, but the money is still missing, and this boy needs a pinch on the ear to make him surrender his soul before his money. Rad executed the orders, making terrifying fake photos of Farah and Ziad as they were leaving school, and in the frame of the photo was the shadow of someone aiming a pistol at them. Murad went down to the torture room and threw the photos in front of Mohammed. As soon as Mohammed saw them, his scream shook the place. My siblings, I kiss your hands. Farah and Ziad have no fault. Take my life and leave them. Murad leaned over him coldly. Either the money or the lives of these birds. Choose, Mohammed. Mohammed screamed in despair, as if he found a straw of survival. I have the solution. Malak, my sister Malak, marry her, Murad Bey, and consider the $2 million as her dowry, but leave my siblings and leave me to live. Murad was furious at first, but Mohammed's idea began to please his devil. He asked for photos of the girl, and as soon as he saw her, he went silent in admiration of her calm beauty. Rad interrupted him, but, Pasha, the girl is engaged to a person named Kareem. Murad smiled a terrifying smile. Engaged? Normal. Bring me this fiancé of hers here as soon as possible. Let him honor us in Cairo to congratulate the bride, in Port said. Kareem was roaming the streets worriedly. He didn't know that fate had sent him professionals. While he was walking in a side street, a white bus stopped suddenly. 3 huge men got out before Kareem could ask. His mouth was muffled with a numbing handkerchief. He tried to resist, but the strength was not equal. In seconds, Kareem was thrown in the bus, which took off toward Murad Salem's hell. At 10:30 p.m., Malak's alarm was ringing in her heart. Kareem broke his promise. Her father, Monem, entered. My daughter, calm down. You've exhausted me. What's wrong with you like a clock pendulum? Malak in a breakdown. Father, Kareem is late and his phone is closed. Has he disappeared too? Mohammed hasn't returned and Kareem has vanished. Monem exhaled impatiently. Malak, stop wailing. Kareem might be tired and slept, or sitting with his friends to forget the worry. The absent one has his excuse with him. Wait until morning. Monem left her and entered his room, muttering annoyedly about girls' excessive worry. Leaving Malak alone in the darkness of the hall, facing the ghosts of fear that began to surround her from every side. Stay tuned for the next chapter.